This is Barry Zalma speaking for Claim School Incorporated's newsletter, Zalma's Insurance Fraud Letter for October 1, 2023. This Volume 27, Issue 19, is of the 27th year of publication of Zalma's Insurance Fraud Letter, provides multiple articles on how to deal with insurance fraud in the United States, and has become the essential source for the insurance fraud professional. Today, October 1, 2023, is another anniversary. 44 years ago, I left the world of the employed and became an entrepreneur by opening my own law firm. The law practice was incorporated shortly thereafter as Barry Zalma, Inc. When I opened for business on October 1, 1979, I had no clients and no certainty that I would have any in the future. I borrowed money from the bank to carry me through the first 6 months, rented a small office with my wife's grandmother's dining room table as my first desk, and my secretary brought her own typewriter. I was concerned about my ability to pay the loan with my third child about to be born. Much to my surprise and pleasure, on October 1, 1979, at 8:10 a.m., the best claims handler in the London market, Alan Warboys, called from London and provided me with my first case as an independent lawyer to represent certain underwriters at Lloyd's London. He and the Lloyd's underwriters he represented showed faith in me as a lawyer and as an insurance expert. Alan is now retired but will forever be my law firm's first client and a good friend. I no longer practice law, but I still work 40 hours a week as an insurance claims expert, witness, and consultant. You can read the full article and the full 22 pages of the October 1 issue at the link provided on the blog. Then there is an article with more McClenny Mosley and Associates issue, this being the 15th installment of the Saga of McClenny Mosley and Associates and its problems with the federal courts in the state of Louisiana and what appears to be an effort to profit from what some magistrate and district judges indicate may be criminal conduct, to profit from insurance claims relating to hurricane damage to the public of the state of Louisiana. You can read the full article and the full Zalma's Insurance Fraud Letter at the link provided at the blog. Then there's good news from the Coalition Against Insurance Fraud, where a person, when committing insurance fraud, notes that it is usually good practice not to do it in front of a camera. However, a Colorado hail contractor just couldn't help himself. The sales manager for a Colorado construction company says he may have been too aggressive after a surveillance camera caught him appearing to fabricate hail damage during a recent damage inspection of a home in Parker, Colorado. Witnesses say David Kuntz was trying to drum up business in the Newland Meadows neighborhood of Parker, offering to inspect homes for hail damage. He said he was unaware of a surveillance camera that was rolling as he inspected one home. You can read this full article as well as many other stories of convictions reported by the Coalition at the link provided. The California Conference of Arson Investigators is conducting a training seminar on October 16 to 19, 2023, and I, on October 19, will be speaking on how insurers and arson investigators have taken the profit from arson for profit, and will also join in a panel discussion with other arson investigators on how arson insurers and arson investigators will take the profit out of arson for profit. You can read the full article and the full 22 pages of this issue of ZIFL at the link provided. Then there's an article on health insurance fraud convictions, where starting with a caretaker sentenced in a case of first-degree assault and vulnerable adult abuse was reported about a man by the name of Nacho of Baltimore, Maryland, who pleaded guilty and was sentenced according to Maryland Attorney General Anthony G. Brown on September 19, 2023. And he was sentenced for the death of 75-year-old Ellsworth Johnson Bay. He pleaded guilty to first-degree assault and abuse of a vulnerable adult in the first degree for the role in the assault and subsequent death of Johnson Bay. You can read the full article and the more than a couple dozen convictions for health insurance fraud. Then there's an article on insurance fraud convictions other than health insurance, commencing with a Boston Employment Agency owner who was sentenced for tax and workers' compensation fraud. Dam Nyok Luong, 70, a Dorchester, Massachusetts woman, was sentenced in federal court in Boston for tax and workers' compensation fraud offenses in connection with her operation of a temporary employment agency. You can read about her conviction and many more convictions for other than health insurance fraud at the link which is provided on the blog. You can also read an article about how fraud can defeat life insurance non-contestability law in the state of New York, where Nikki Vlado versus CMFG Life Insurance dealt with the much heralded non-contestability clause in life insurance policies that prohibited insurer from rescinding a policy because of fraud in the application for insurance. But it is not so limited by state law if the insurer can prove fraud. This video was adapted from my blog, Zalma on Insurance, which is available free to anyone who clicks the URL zalma.com/blog. You can also see and subscribe to the videos at zalma.com/blog and at rumble.com and at youtube.com. And if you watch on Rumble or YouTube, please click on the like button or the thumbs up button on Rumble. And if you're interested in subscribing to the fraud letter, you can do so at the link provided. You can also, if you're interested in further detail about insurance, insurance claims, insurance law, and insurance fraud, for a very small fee, subscribe to my Substack publications or my locals community. Thank you for your attention.